So, our next speaker is a great personal friend. Laura Turner Seydel has been, as long as I've known her, which is quite a while, extremely active and dedicated to creating a healthy and sustainable future. In introducing her, I also want to acknowledge her husband Rutherford, who's a great friend as well, and her 3 children. And Laura, I'm going to mention, whether I should or not, that your son, John Rutherford Seydel III, who's also here, has just been named the Director of Sustainability for the City of Atlanta as of last December. We're very proud of that. And Laura and I were together in Utah just last month, and when the opportunity to reimagine this conference presented itself, and these public health professionals said we really should figure out a way to do it, I called the Turner Foundation. I called President Carter first, and he said, sure, come on down, we'll do it here. And I called Laura's dad and talked with Laura, and they said, absolutely. You know, when something needs to be done in the city of Atlanta, when you've got the Carter family and the Turner family, you're in pretty good shape. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Laura Turner Seydel. Thank you, Dave.
So I heard my remarks were to be brief, and briefer since lunch starts in about 10 minutes, and I want to make sure that our amazing Chief Resiliency Officer for the City of Atlanta, Stephanie Benfield, gets her ability to speak. So I'm basically going to scrap my written comments, but I just want to say that my dad couldn't be here, but he sends his well wishes for many of you. You know how committed my father, Ted Turner, is to humanity. He came out with a bumper sticker about 20 years ago that said save humanity. And he really has worked through various channels to get that done. Obviously, he started CNN and brought the Gulf War into everybody's living rooms, hoping that we would end war and strive for real peace and invest all that money that we're spending in the military complex in people, in children, in health. And he always says we need to do the smart things, not the dumb things. And if that's not tweetable, I don't know what is. But I basically grew up with a father who always talks about the top two priority issues threatening humanity: climate change and nuclear proliferation. So, and climate change, I mean, I feel like the Native American in the commercial that we used to watch in the 70s, when I was growing up, that made such an impact, and the tear was rolling down his face because everything around him was so screwed up. And, even though it was litter back then, and, I just feel like there's so much litter. And the fact that science is being put down, that the research that is out there that can really help us save humanity is, this new administration, nobody's talked about how bad things are. We've got polluting Pruitt that, is going to be running the EPA, and we've got the former CEO of ExxonMobil, Secretary of State. I mean, just every day I think it possibly couldn't get worse, but it does. So when is the madness going to stop? I hope with the scientists and researchers and the media in this room, it can stop right here. And actually, there's a science march on Earth Day, April 22nd. How many of you are going to participate? And you can be married to one, you can be a science teacher, you can support them as family or friends. So I think we need to show up. And then on the 29th, April 29th, there's going to be a climate march. So we can get back out there again and organize like the Women's March. These marches mean something, folks, believe it or not. And I know scientists don't really like to get out there and, but the ones here today have an amazing platform. You're great speakers. Get signed up to speak and bring everybody that you know with you, because you've got to outdo the women. I know, but we've got to bring the science to all of this. So if we're going to save everything, and I just need to say that Atlanta, as ass backwards as we looked on that slide up there, you wouldn't imagine how bad it was 20 years ago. We have come light years. And I just want to say a couple of reasons why. First of all, our mayor, Mayor Kasim Reed, is an awesome guy, and he gets climate change, and he was one of 3 mayors only in the southeastern United States, one of 12 nationally, that went to the climate negotiations and has been a real leader on climate nationally and internationally. And I'm so proud of him. And he also started what is called the Better Buildings Challenge. He was one of the 3 mayors in the country, besides LA and Seattle, I believe. And this program was launched in 2011. And you wouldn't believe it, but 400 private building owners voluntarily signed up to upgrade and retrofit their buildings, their commercial buildings, by the year 2020, and in that time, they would conserve 20% energy and 20% water. Now, this was during the Great Recession, so a lot of the plumbers and electricians were out of work. Out of 50 cities across the nation that have been competing in the Better Buildings Challenge, actually Atlanta is leading, obviously with 400 building owners and 100 million feet put in. And we are well on our way to having those retrofits done. Our building, the Turner building, actually was one of the first ones to sign up, go figure. And we are realizing savings in water and energy up to 46%, from 20 to 46%, depending on whether you're looking at energy or water. So, and there's that very important nexus there, and we were the first city in the country to include water outside of energy reduction. So I started an organization with Stephanie Blank about connecting our children's lung function, their health, as it relates to asthma and dirty outdoor air quality. And we're an official program of the American Lung Association. And we pulled together the children's health advocates and public health institutions in Atlanta for the first time to kind of figure out how to work on behalf of these of children and other populations, the elderly and people with important health challenges. And since that time, we've been able to advocate for clean energy, the Clean Power Plan, retrofitting school buses so that they would burn clean, and really protect the health of our children. So if you want to know more about Mothers and Others for Clean Air and how to take it to wherever you live, please go online and check us out.